Hello, my name is Carol Day Young, and I am offering this yoga class as an experiment, practicing giving auditory instruction as opposed to visual instruction. So you'll need a mat and possibly a chair or the wall for our balance poses, and a couple of blankets or cushions for the final resting pose. So let's begin by taking a comfortable seat. You're on the floor in a chair where you can feel your sitting bones reaching down, your spine reaching up. Excuse me. Close your eyes. Feel your breath. And come inside. Yoga is an opportunity to spend some time focusing inward, letting go of the day. Feel your breath, expanding on the inhale, contracting on the exhale. Draw your hands in front of your heart. We'll begin with the sound of Om. Inhale. Bow your head to your heart. Open your eyes. And let's begin with some shoulder rolls. So just draw your shoulders up and let them slide down the back. Inhale up. Exhale, slide down the back. Warming up the shoulders. We can hold a lot of tension there. And draw one last time. Draw the shoulders up. Let them slide down the back. Feel your sitting bones reaching down. You want your head floating right up over your spine. Nice and tall, like there's a string, pulling your head straight up. And then we're going to exhale, turn the head to one side. Inhale back, not forcing it, go only as far as feels no strain. Exhale to the other side and inhale back. So you want your chin kind of parallel to the floor. Exhale to one side, inhale back. Just lubricating the top of your spine. Moving with your breath. Exhale to one side, inhale back to the middle, and repeat. And one last one. Back to center. And we can do a side stretch. So take your right hand down, lift your left arm, root down through your sitting bones, and then stretch to the right. Breathe into your left side. Stretching open with your breath. Feel your breath opening your ribs. And then inhale back up and switch arms. So you'll have your left arm down, inhale the right arm up, nice and tall, and then exhale to the left and breathe into your right side. stretching open your ribs with your breath. Inhale back up. And let's stand up first. So lining up in Tadasana, your feet hip width apart, your hip bones in the front, your knees and the bottom of your second toe are all straight forward. So it may feel a little bit like you're pigeon-toed. And root through your feet. And let's just inhale the arms up. Exhale, big circle. And back to your heart into prayer position. Inhale, root through your feet. Stretch the arms up. Exhale back to your heart. Inhale up and exhale back. And then let's do that side stretch, a variation of the side stretch. So root through your feet. Inhale your arms up overhead. Take your left wrist in your right hand and root through your left foot and stretch to the right. Breathe into that side. Inhale back up and take your right wrist with your left hand. Root through your feet and exhale to the left. Breathing into that whole right side. Stretching open. Inhale back up and bring the arms back down. Okay. And then let's just warm up the legs a little bit. So a little squat. So the thing with squats is you always want your knees and your feet in the same direction. So you can take your feet out at an angle. Your knees go out at an angle. You want your weight in your heels, and then you're going to exhale. You can have your hands on your waist. Just exhale your bottom down and back, and inhale back up. Just some small squats. Exhale down and inhale up. Exhale down and inhale up. Okay. And then let's come to all fours on your mat and just do some cat and cow. So your hands are under your shoulders, your wrists are under your shoulders, your knees are under your hips, and we're going to inhale. Your bottom goes up and your head goes up. You stretch up. I guess this is the cow. And then on the exhale, draw your belly in, you push up through your spine, your head drops. This is like a Halloween cat with the back arched away from the floor. Inhale, head's the last thing to go. So you kind of initiate from your tailbone, stretch up, pressing into the floor, raising your head and your butt. Exhale, draw the tailbone down, head comes down, your whole back is arched. Inhale, stretch open. Exhale, arch the back up. And then inhale back to a neutral spine. And let's bring let's do knee to nose pose or Sunbird. So you're going to inhale the right foot back, extend the right leg, turn the toes under. And then on the exhale, draw your knee in and curl up. And inhale, stretch that leg long behind you, the right leg. Exhale, curl in, knee comes towards your nose, head comes down. Inhale, look up, stretch your leg back. Exhale, draw the knee to the nose. And inhale, open. And one more. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, stretch open. Now, plant your right toes, curl them under. They're planted on the floor. Line up. Feel your breath up and down the midline. And now we're going to experiment with balance. So you lift your left arm, extend your hand out straight. And if you want to experiment with more balance, you can lift your right leg off the floor and just breathe up and down the midline, balancing on one knee and one hand. And then come back down to all fours, and we'll do the other side. So now inhale, the left leg back, toes under, leg straight. Exhale, draw the knee in, drop your head down. And we're going to inhale, look up, stretch the leg back. Exhale, draw your knees to your nose. Doesn't quite reach in most cases. Inhale, stretch back. Your toes can be on the floor or not. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, stretch back, stretch your head up. Exhale, knee to nose. Then inhale, let's hold. So your left leg is stretched, toes are on the floor. Draw everything to the midline, get your balance, and then experiment with lifting your right arm up off the floor, fingers extended forward. And for more challenge, you can lift the left leg and breathe. And just notice your balance, your breath. It's an experiment. Nothing wrong with bringing the leg down. Bringing the arm down is necessary. And bring yourself back to all fours. And then we can press back into child's pose. Knees apart, toes together. Bring your bottom back towards your heels. Let your arms extend, your head in between your arms, possibly coming to the mat or not. And inhale back up. Okay, let's do, let's come all the way up to standing to start our sun salutations. So stand in Tadasana, feet are parallel, four corners of the feet are rooting down. So feel the behind your big toe, the ball of the foot, the outer heel rooting down, behind the baby toe roots down, and then the inner heel roots down. And then imagine that the four corners of your feet are rooting down and your arches are lifting up and your whole body lifts up. So you're rooting down through your feet so you can get a little rebound action. Breathe, inhale, expand, diaphragm goes down, belly goes out. And the exhale, root down, draw your belly in and up and get a little taller. And then we're going to do our sun salutation arms. So we're going to inhale the arms, palms facing up, all the way up over your head. Exhale out, palms facing down, all the way back to your heart. The sun is your heart space. We're warming up the middle of your chest, your heart area, your sun. So continue drawing the arms up overhead, palms face down, Arms extend out, bring them all the way back to prayer position in front of your heart. We'll do it one more time. Inhale, up, and now extend your arms out to the side, bend your knees over into a forward bend, and it'll just keep the knees bent. Makes it easier on the hamstrings and a lot better on your back. And then inhale, look up halfway. So stick your butt way back, look forward. You can put your hands on your shins to get a nice, long, straight spine. And then we're going to put the hands on the floor, bend the right knee, and extend the left leg back into lunge. And for a first lunge, let's bring that knee to the floor, left knee to the floor. Inhale, hands off the floor. Take your hands to your hip bones and stretch your heart up to the sky for a kneeling lunge. You can even let your front knee go forward. This is the only time where it doesn't hurt your knee to do that. Stretch open, draw your elbows back. And then exhale your hands around your front foot. Step back into downward facing dog. Again, I like to bend the knees so you can get a really nice long spine. Press through the knuckles of your hands, not the wrists. And then let's come forward to plank. So you straighten your legs. Hands are right under the shoulders, wrists are under the shoulders. Draw your shoulder blades onto the back. Exhale back into downward facing dog. Inhale forward to plank. Let's bring the knees down. Bring the left knee forward into lunge, a kneeling lunge. Come up to your front knee. Take your hands to your waist. Draw the elbows back so you can really stretch open your heart. Stretch your heart up to the sky. Bend your front knee forward. Probably feel a big stretch in the front of your right thigh. And then exhale back down. Hands frame the front foot. Step back to downward facing dog. Come forward to plank. And then let's go knees to the floor. Chest and chin to the floor. And scooch up to a little baby cobra. Pulling your hands isometrically back. Drawing your head up. Your shoulders up. And exhale back down. And let's press back into child's pose. Toes together, knees apart, stretching your back, releasing. And come back up to all fours. And let's come back up to standing and do some warrior poses. So you may want a chair or a wall for balance. We'll start with warrior 2. So you face the side of your mat. You take your feet wide and then turn your right toes out to the front of the mat. Your left toes come in a little bit, and a line from your front heel intersects the instep of your back foot, and your hips are facing the side of your mat. Your head's facing the side of your mat. And then let's get tall. Draw your shoulders up and back. Draw your arms out to the sides. Extend through your fingers, draw the arms back into the socket, and then let's just warm up the front knee. So exhale, the right knee bends. Inhale, straighten. Still with the arms out. Exhale, down. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, down. And now let's hold warrior 2. So you press through your feet and stretch through your arms, then look out over your right fingers. Feel your feet, feel your breath, feel your strength. Warrior two. You hold the pose until your breath starts to get raggedy. Your head starts to get hot. There's no strain in yoga. There's work, but not strain. And then we can straighten the front knee, parallel the feet, bring your feet back together, and just draw your shoulders up and back a couple of times just to loosen up. And then you can take your hands to your waist. We're still facing the side of the mat. Take your feet wide. Now take your left toes to the front of the mat. Back foot, right foot. The heel is a little bit behind the toes. You're in one plane. Your body is all in the side plane. Hips are facing the side. Then we draw the shoulders up and back. Draw the arms out. Stretch your arms wide. Look out over your left fingers. Now exhale the left knee down and inhale, straighten. Exhale down. Inhale, straighten. Exhale. And make sure your knee is going straight over your middle toe. And then we're going to go down and hold it. So you feel your feet rooting down, the four corners of your feet, especially that back foot is strong. You're looking out over your front fingers, feeling your strength. Draw the arms back into the shoulder socket. Feel your breath. Your legs are strong so that your upper body's supported and free. Holding these poses builds a lot of strength in your bones and muscles, but you don't want to strain. And then straighten the front knee. Bring your feet forward. Step your feet together. And take a breath. Okay, so we're going to build on Warrior Two. So it's the same side. You're facing the side of your mat. You may want a chair at the end of your mat, a chair on your right side of your mat. So face the side of your mat. Take your feet wide. And then turn your right toes toward the end of the mat and the chair. And your left toes come in at a little bit of an angle. Your whole body is facing the side of your mat. And in this one, we keep the legs straight. So let's take your hands to your hips and just root down through your sitting bones, root down through your feet, stretch up through your heart. And then start to pull your left hip back and start to stretch your whole torso, both sides, to the right. Still staying in that same plane as your legs are in. And then you can take your right hand down to your thigh or your shin or to a chair. And then take your left arm up to the sky. So you're making it kind of it's a triangle with your legs anyway. It's almost like a star. So you're pressing through your feet and stretching out with your arms, and your head is an extension. So you can look up at your top hand or down at your feet, whichever feels better on your neck. And again, just hold it. Don't lock your knees. Legs are strong and heart is open. Holding it until it's time to come out. And your body will tell you when it's time to come out. And then we can root down and inhale back up, parallel the feet, and bring them back under you. And take a breath. I like to roll my shoulders in between. And then we'll set up for the other side. So you can just turn in your mat or move the chair, whichever. So we start in Tadasana, mountain pose, just rooting down and stretching up, head floating right up over the spine. And you can take your hands to your hips, take your feet wide, everything facing the side of your mat. Now turn your left toes to the front of the mat. Right toes are coming a little bit in. The legs stay straight, but don't lock your knees. There's just a little bit of give in your knees. Let's just root through your feet and then inhale your arms straight up overhead just to get really nice and tall. Take your arms out to the side like warrior two. And then you can take them back to your waist and start to pull your right hip back as your torso stretches to the left. You're still in that side plane. You can reach your left hand down to your leg or to a chair, or if you're super flexible, some people can reach the floor, but you're not bending over. You're all facing the side. Then you can lift the right arm up, straight up, and look down or look up with your head. You're rooting through your feet and stretching open through all your limbs and your head. Breathing into triangle pose, Trikonasana. Letting the strength of your legs open up your heart. And then root down and inhale back up. Bring the feet parallel and bring them back together again. And let's try tree pose. So you can hold on to the chair or get close enough to a wall where you can let your knee hit the wall when you go out to the side. So the basic pose, you stand in Tadasana and get really centered. Feel your feet. Draw your shoulders up and back. You have a soft gaze, just not straining. And now root through your right foot. You can take your hands to your waist and draw your left heel to your right ankle. You can have your left toes on the floor for balance. If you want more of a challenge, you take your foot up to the shin, rooting down, stretching open. Again, that knee out to the side, you could have it resting on a wall, or you could hold a table, chair for balance. And then you can experiment with your arms, taking them out to the side, taking them up above. Head is floating up over your leg. And if you really want a challenge, you can take your foot to the inner thigh. That and balance or not. And then come back down and just shake that off. Just shimmy and shake. So it's not about the actual balance, it's about noticing everything that happens when you're trying to balance. Noticing your foot and your breath in your arms. And I find lining up with my breath is the easiest, the most important way to line up. But some days it works, and some days it's just a study in what's going on. The final pose is not the purpose. So now we'll get lined up for the other side. So just root through your feet, stretch your heart up. Really nice posture, all lined up with the head on a string, just floating up over your spine. Feel your breath up and down the midline. And now rooting to your left foot. The left leg is strong, right underneath you, not swaying out to the side. You can bend your right knee out to the side with your heel on your ankle and your toes on the floor. And that's a beautiful tree pose that totally builds your strength and balance. If you want more of a challenge, you draw your foot to your shin, take your hands to your waist, or experiment with drawing them up overhead. Breathe and focus. You don't want to bring your foot to the knee. You can bring it up to the inner thigh if you want to really challenge your balance. It's just experimenting. And then bring your knee forward and come back down. Okay. Now let's do great pose. Warrior One kind of challenges you in all directions. So this one, you face the front of your mat. Your hips are even. Your feet are square. Then you take your right foot forward, your left foot back and out at a real acute angle so that you can keep your hips square to the front of the mat. And let's just take your hands to your hips right now. We're going to exhale the front knee, bend it, inhale back up. Now exhale the front knee and lift your arms straight up, and exhale, straighten, bring your arms back down. And inhale the arms up, exhale, straighten the knee and bring your arms down. Now bend the front knee, inhale the arms up, and let's hold the pose. So you really press through your left foot and stretch up through your heart. If there's any crunching in your lower back, you can bend a little bit forwards, but you want your whole spine and your arms to all be in the same line. And then bring your hands back down and step forward. And just take a breath and feel what that did for you, that pose. It kind of stretches everything in a new direction. And then we'll do the other side. So you're facing the front of your mat. You bend your left knee and take your right foot back and out to the side. So this is different. Your feet aren't behind each other. Your feet are like in parallel planes, both kind of hip width apart. The front toes are facing straight forward. The back toes are forward and out to the side a little bit. And the hips are trying to be square to the front of your mat. So you might have to like pull your left hip back and draw your front hip forward. And then we're going to exhale the front knee down, inhale back up. Exhale the knee down and lift the arms up. Exhale, straighten, draw the arms back down. Inhale, stretch, bend the knee. Exhale, straighten, draw the arms down. Inhale the arms up. Let's hold it. Press through the back foot. Stretch up through your heart. Draw your hips square. And breathe. Just study how you're being drawn in so many directions. And then step forward and take a breath. Okay, so now building on Warrior 1, we're going to do Warrior 3, which is a balance pose, but I definitely recommend having a chair or a wall right in front of you. So you're facing the front of your mat with a chair or a wall in front of you, and we start in Warrior 1. So you bend your right knee, take your left foot straight back and out to the side. We're gonna just bend that front knee and straighten. Bend the front knee, inhale, up, the arms up, exhale, arms down, leg straightens. Inhale, legs bent, arms up. Now take your hands to your hips to start, and then you start to lean forward and push off your back foot, and then let's grab the chair or the wall for balance, and you lift your back leg, or not, depending, but the full pose, you're balancing on your right leg and your left leg is back out behind you. And once you have, and your hips are square, and then you can start experimenting with letting go or not. You draw your arms back and straight. It's really challenging to draw them up beyond, up by your ears and extending. Breathe. And when you're ready, come back down and stand up. And just take a breath and shake that off. But regardless of how far you go with the pose, it's really good strengthening your legs and increasing your balance. Just a study. Okay, so now we're gonna do Warrior 1 with the left foot forward, the right leg out and back to the side, toes off to the side a little bit. We're gonna exhale, bend the left knee, inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend the left knee, inhale the arms up. Exhale, straighten, draw the arms down. Inhale, bend the knee, draw the arms up. Exhale, straighten the knee, bring the arms down. Now we're gonna bend the front knee, inhale the arms up, and then start to lean forward. Grab the chair or the wall, press off your back foot, and lift your right leg, balance on your left leg. You can experiment with letting go of the chair and try different arm positions. Try to have your left hip right up over your left ankle. You can draw the arms back, out to the side. Forward is the biggest balance challenge. And you're focusing on your breath, lining up to the midline. And when you're ready, bring your foot down and stand up. Okay. So let's get down on the mat now, heading towards Savasana. So if you have any blankets or anything you want for Savasana, for the final resting pose, get those nearby. So to get onto the mat for your back, the best thing, you get onto your hands and knees, and then you get onto your side. One arm underneath your ear, and then roll onto your back with your knees bent. That really takes any strain off of your neck and back. Okay, so we're gonna lie, you're lying on your back with your knees bent, a little curve in your neck away from the mat, a little curve in your lower back away from the mat. And let's just draw both knees in. Put your hands around your knees, draw your knees in, exhale, push all the air out of your belly, inhale, let the knees go away, belly fills up, exhale, draw the knees in. This is the elegant wind relieving pose. Exhale, draw the knees in. Inhale, straighten the arms, let the knees go away from your belly. Exhale in. And now hold on to your right knee and let your left foot hit the mat with your knee bent. And then you can cross your right ankle over your left top of your left knee, the thigh there. And then you can see if you can reach kind of through the two legs and interlace your fingers behind your left thigh. And then you draw that thigh towards you. Activate the toes on your right foot. Try to pull them apart and back. And so you can kind of use your right elbow to push your left knee, your right knee away from you. You're kind of trying to draw your left thigh towards you while you stretch your right knee away from you and breathe into this hip stretch called the eye of the needle. Hold these for a while because the hips are such big muscles to stretch. And then uncross, take both feet back to the mat, knees bent. Then you cross your left ankle over the bottom of your right thigh. Activate the toes on your left foot that protects your knee. You don't want to have any knee sensation in this pose. And then lift your right foot off the mat and interlace your fingers behind your right thigh. So you're pressing your right thigh into your fingers and resisting the thigh. So the thigh presses out and the fingers pull in. And your left knee is stretching, extending away from you. Just breathe into the stretch. And uncross and release. And let's just take your feet, knees bent. Your feet are as wide as your mat. You can take your arms out to the side with the palms facing up. And then we'll just do windshield wiper pose. So exhale, take your knees to the left while you look to the right. Inhale back up, knees to the right, and you look to the left. And let's go back up, knees to the left, head to the right, and really get an arch in your back. Let's hold it for a minute. Arch your back, keep your shoulders on the floor. Breathe into that stretch. Inhale the knees back up. Exhale, the knees to the right. Look out over your left arm. And again, an arch in your back. Breathing into the stretch. Shoulders on the floor, palms facing up. Inhale back up. And just go back and forth at whatever pace feels good to you. Gently winding down. And one more. Bring your knees back up to center. We're going to prepare for Savasana. So you may want a little cushion under your neck. Small blanket or cushion. And a pillow under your knees, or else you can draw it up. Put your legs up in the chair. That feels really good. So, or if it's comfortable for you to lie straight on your mat, you can extend your legs out. So you let your legs flop open. Your hands are about, I don't know, 6 to 8 inches away from your body. The shoulders roll out. And then just release into the earth. Close your eyes. Take a big breath in. Open your mouth. Exhale out, making a noise if you want. Again, inhale. Open your mouth. Letting go. Just release the weight of your bones into the earth. This is a part of the practice where you just let the practice sink in without thinking about it. Just letting your body absorb it. A light, natural breath. Relax your mouth. Teeth are parted. The tongue is heavy in your mouth. Jaws released. Notice your ears, sounds you can pick up in the distance, in the room, inside your body. Not assigning meaning to them, just noticing how your body picks up on sound. Now feel your eyes, release your eyes. Release the area around your eyes. Brow is smooth. The eyes are heavy in the sockets. Developing internal vision. Sensing what's going on inside. Feel your nose. Notice the air going into your nose. One nostril may be stronger than the other in breathing. Feel the temperature of the air. And notice your skin, your sense of touch, the heaviness of your body on the earth. The texture of your clothes. The temperature of the air on your skin. Just imagine your breath gently breathing into your skin. softening and opening. You might imagine your breath is like wind on a pond. Your body is just rippling with your breath, gently changing shape with a gentle breath. Melting into the earth. Thoughts come by, just acknowledge them and release them and return to your breath. Doing nothing. Letting the practice sink in. And then if you're ready, you start to deepen your breath. And wiggle your fingers and toes. And stretch. And bend your knees and make your way to your side. Pillow for your head. Take a couple of breaths here. And then letting your head be the last thing to leave the earth. Press into your hands and arms and bring yourself back to a seated position. And the way we began, feel your sitting bones reaching down, your spine reaching up. Draw your hands in front of your heart. Feel your breath. Feel the results of your practice of yoga. We can finish with a final Om. Inhale. Om. Namaste. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.